Welcome back to the channel, and I'm guessing if you clicked on this video, you yourself are about to enter into chemo, or someone you love is about to start chemo. And I remember how absolutely terrifying it was for me and overwhelming to try to figure out what to expect. So in this video, I'm going to give you 10 things I wish I knew before I started chemo to hopefully help you feel more grounded, more prepared, and less alone. Tip number 1 is it's okay to not be okay at first. And I say that because receiving a cancer diagnosis is shocking, and there's no right or wrong way to feel after hearing those words. And for myself, I know I use sleep as a coping mechanism and a way to avoid the reality of the situation. I would sleep the first couple days and just hope that when I woke up, the nightmare would be over. And I encourage you to give yourself grace in dealing with all the emotions that come up. You don't have to jump into action right away. You can take the time to process everything and then gradually move into action. Tip number 2, chemo is a full body experience, not just a treatment. And with that, I knew chemo would make me not feel well and I would be tired. But what I didn't expect were all the other changes with my skin, my taste buds, my nails, my emotions. So it's helpful to know that going in so you are kinder to your body and accepting of all of the changes that may take place. You aren't doing anything wrong. It's just part of the process. Tip number 3, snacks and hydration are more powerful than they seem. So hydration during chemo is vital, and that's hydration before infusion, during, and after. And for me, my taste buds changed and plain water would taste metallic-y. So a way I would combat that was adding lemon to water or strawberries or cucumbers. Some sort of flavored water helped to make the water taste better, to be able to drink more of it. And I also added electrolytes. I'll link below my Amazon storefront, and that has a whole section of products that I used during chemo. And one thing I used was called Element, and it was less sugar than a typical electrolyte powder. And that was helpful and made the water taste good. And I also used a water bottle with a straw. I don't know why that made a difference, but having a straw was very helpful as well in getting as much water as possible. Another way outside of just water to keep yourself hydrated was through broths. So having broths and smoothies were additional ways that my body could handle and help me stay hydrated through the process. And one tip that I will give you during chemo is be mindful of snacks you're taking to your chemo infusion and around your chemo infusion. Because I was surprised in the snacks that I took in the beginning, I grew to despise towards the middle and end of chemo. So don't take anything that you necessarily love and would like to love later on. I had that happen to where there's certain things that I had I can't touch now, and I used to love them. So be mindful. My husband would joke that maybe I should take chocolate as a snack to chemo and then develop an aversion for that. So that's just one tip. Tip number 4 is to bring comfort with you to the infusion center. The infusion center can feel very sterile, and I found it helpful to bring comforts like cozy socks or a soft blanket. I deemed my chemo blanket, which I still have. A picture of your family, or I had young kids at the time and they would make drawings, so I would bring that sometimes. So different things that make you feel comfortable, AirPods, music, a journal, all of those things can help it feel a little more human and a little less clinical. Tip number 5 is you may not recognize yourself. The physical changes that take place are very difficult and emotional. And for me, one of the big things that was the hardest to deal with was losing my hair. And not all chemos will cause you to lose your hair. I knew going in that the type of chemo that I was having would. Tip number 6 is the emotional swings are normal and they're not just in your head. One day I would feel hopeful, happy. The next I'd be sobbing over nothing. And the steroids, the hormones, the emotions are all over the place, and it's okay and it's normal. Knowing to expect emotions across the board would have been helpful in giving myself some self-love and kindness and not thinking I was losing my mind. And I think that also trickles into the family setting as well. I know with us managing cancer diagnosis and treatment with kids, we communicated the same with our kids and let them know every emotion, every feeling, every anger, sadness, all of it was okay. And it would come in waves. One day or one part of the day you're happy, another part of the day you're sad. Just ride the roller coaster of waves, and every emotion is okay, and we'll get through it together. Tip number 7 is to speak up early about your side effects. Chemo can cause a wide range of side effects, and I found myself trying to push through the nausea and the pain. And when I finally spoke up, I realized there were other remedies that we could try. There are other nausea medications that we could try. So communicating that early will hopefully save you in the long run. You deserve to feel as comfortable as possible. So speak up early, and you're not being dramatic, you're being proactive. Tip number 8 is your energy will become sacred. Fatigue hit me harder than I expected. And when I say fatigue, it wasn't just tiredness. It was deep, deep exhaustion to the point where I would fight to keep my eyes open and I would pass out for hours on the couch. So give yourself grace and protect your energy. And a lot of times it may be saying no to things that you really want to do, but sleep and rest is critically important, especially when you're going through a chemo treatment. I had to learn to say no without guilt and protect my energy like it was gold. And some days, rest was the most important thing for me to do. And with chemo, I feel as if you'll find your rhythm with your treatment as you go through 1 or 2 of your initial infusions. You'll kind of find your rhythm in what days in your cycle you feel the best. And what I would do for me, I would have chemo on a Friday, and I knew the very next day I would have the most energy before the nausea and sickness would kick in. So the day after my infusion on the Saturday, I would schedule all the things, kids' activities, meeting up with friends, everything I possibly could before things would start going downhill on that Sunday into the week before my next infusion. So you'll get a feel for that as you progress through your infusions, and taking advantage of those days where you feel good will be life-giving. Tip number 9 is to track all the small wins. One more treatment down, that's a win. You made it outside for 10 minutes, another win. You made it downstairs to the kitchen to drink your water without somebody needing to bring it up to you, another win. So being mindful of all the little things will not only increase your gratitude for your ability to accomplish these simple tasks. When you're going through chemo, they are monumental tasks a lot of times. So for me, I was in a 2-story house, and getting downstairs on my sickest days to get my own water or to see my family or to simply walk down the stairs, that was a huge win. Another day, as I started to feel better, going for a 20-minute walk around the block with my husband was a massive win. So keep track of all of those wins, because it will be a reminder of the fact that you're not just surviving, but you're still living. And tip number 10 is to let joy coexist with the hard. Chemo is hard, and you can still live life going through chemo. I thought I had to wait for chemo to be done before I would love life again and be able to enjoy it. And that wasn't the case. I still found joy, laughter, fun going through chemo. Joy can live in flowers that you receive, heartfelt cards that you receive, text messages, walks, dinners, kids' activities, all of the things. And what I found going through this journey was the little things are the big things. So don't forget to enjoy them, and you don't have to earn joy. It's already there if you allow it in. If you're heading into chemo, I hope these 10 tips help you feel more grounded, a little more prepared, and just know you're allowed to fall apart and rebuild all in the same week. You're allowed to rest, to grieve, to hope, to feel beautiful, all of it. And just remember, you're not alone, you're not broken, you're powerful, and you've got this.